Everybody, I did a review of the AEE, which I'm going to be doing some testing on, and one of the major sticking points in my review is the fact that it is not wholly compatible, or really any compatible in gap or number of connectors to the GoPro Hero. GoPro Hero accessories, of course, run into the thousands that are based on this. It's basically a two-prong instead of a three-prong setup here. So what we're going to basically do is we're going to hack this this case to make it work with GoPro accessories, at least mount accessories. So that's what I'm going to be doing now. Now, I also got a couple of tools over here you probably saw in the wide view. I've got a Dremel. I've even got a grinder here. These are not necessary, but since I've got them, I'll use them. But anything you got that can do similar functions, a hand drill, or, you know, most of us have got drills somewhere around the house, or friends with drills. So I'm going to first take this off because this is screwed on at the bottom here. So it should be very easy to get this first little problem out of the way. And once I do that, I will show you. Okay. And I do not really advise you to do this unless you have already got another case. I purchased another case right here, so I can use the AEE accessories, the ones that came in the box and the ones I can purchase. So I do have another case here. And this case is not waterproof. You might already see a drill hole here. That's for reaching speakers. I'm not using this particular case for any waterproof function. I'm just using it as a protective function for the camera. It has four little screws holding this mount on, which makes me think they might produce maybe a GoPro compatible mount. I hadn't seen one, so I'm just gonna go on with this. It's never a loss to try something new, and this works. I don't have to buy a $20 or $30 or $5 or $10 part to make this GoPro compatible. Those of you with 3D printers might fabricate your own, but it's way beyond the depth of most of us want to go to get this to work. And see, now I've got that. Now all I got to do is to make a way to go through this case. Now if you're going to if it's important for you to keep the integrity of this case for water use, either get you another and be doggone sure you remember which case you got before you use it in water, or if you're going to do it yourself, you'll be taking your own risks. You can make this one alterations, put some marine epoxy, marine sealant around it, and go for it. But remember, that's risky. Not sure if I would do that or not. All right, so let me take this again. Let me put this back in the case and push it up all the way. So basically what I need to do is to mark the center point of where that is. And I can just do that with my little Dremel tool. Alright, I just started the hole, didn't go in, so I would hit the camera. I'm just now going to go in using this as the center hole and go all the way through that case, making a perfect little circular hole that I'm hoping will fit this. But I do have these little raised portions here where the connector was, so I'm going to grind those off. I could actually cut them off with an X-Acto knife, etc. But I'm just doing it because I've got it. But an X-Acto knife or even sandpaper, if you want to sand it off, would work just as well. So I'll just start it off with this. This is way overpowered for this function, but it'll work. All right, using a die grinder for that is a lot like using a sledgehammer to drive a 10-penny nail, but it did appear to get the job done. And I'm just showing what we can do here. And let's just screw that in. Yeah, let's see what I'm gonna do if I'm doing pretty good here. All right, need to do a little bit more Now remember, in my case, alright, now I'm saying this might not be what you want to do if the integrity of the case for protection in water is important. You're taking risks doing this, so I would not do this necessarily. I would just use a separate case. We're just about in position to complete this now. I'll get some epoxy here, some plastic specific epoxy. So I got to get something to cut this off. And I do have a nice knife here, so let's cut off the two tips of this epoxy right here. Okay, checking the camera a little bit. Now I'm just going to use the box here for my mixing area. Just going to put those two equal amounts of epoxy out there. Okay, and I'm just going to use another little piece of cardboard and do a little mixing job here. Probably mixing quite easily. Okay, now I'm going to blend this epoxy on here using the screw position to make it a little bit more secure. There we go. Now what I'm going to do now is simply insert this and hold it in place. Okay, this is the final result of our little construction project. I have the adapter in effect on the AEE S71 case. Works fine. Basically what I did was I used the screw that was in this adapter. This is an adapter that adapts a standard 1/4 inch like for a well, you can find it in a bunch of things, but usually in this case you would be using a point and shoot, traditional point and shoot camera, and you could put this on and then adapt it to GoPro style mounts. And this is what this is. This is a GoPro mini tripod. Not the most useful thing in the world. Good thing for the chest. And basically what I did was I took that little screw, beveled it down a little bit, and put it up in there. So basically, so it would, I could see it fit, and I took it out, as you saw, and slathered on some epoxy. This is plastic specific epoxy from Loctite, and stuck it in there, pushed the screw up. I'm just creating more surface area for the epoxy to grip, and now I've got a good replacement mount. So now it is purely a GoPro mountable mini camera, or a action camera. And if you take a look at this, I've got another one here that's in position to do that. I've already done some of the beveling off it. This is one I used in a previous experiment doing a different way, and it failed, so I just really repurposed it and got it ready. Now I'll put another mount under here, maybe even this one. This is another adapter mount for a traditional 1/4 inch drive point and shoot to mount on some GoPro accessories. So I might use that one later. So it did work very well, and like I said, there's going to be some people saying you just destroyed the AEE mount, and they do have a good selection of attachments for that. And my answer is no, I didn't. I have another mount, so I can use the traditional AEE mount points, or and I've also got another one of these that can basically be used if I do decide to go diving, which I'm not going to voluntarily do, but just in case somebody wants to use it, who wants to take it in the water, at least it'll be available. All right, that's all I've got, and that's my little modification for a GoPro mount on an AEE camera.